Welcome to Tokyo Alpha, the show where two guys not in Tokyo talk about mainly Japanese NFTs and sometimes some other stuff that we just, start talking about other stuff. So my name is Tony Vega, and I host NFT Nippon. It's a popular Japanese language NFT podcast and YouTube channel. And yeah, I've been involved with the Japanese NFT market for quite a while now. And I am joined by Crypto.
Yeah,
So,
thank you for having me.
hey, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, of course. Well, you're the co-host, so I would probably be very boring if I didn't have somebody to talk to. But Crypto is one of the co-founders of an alpha community in Japan called Spam DAO, right?
hmm
Yeah. So you've got a nice community building. You're working on building the community and growing that and launching in the near future, very near future, probably, right?
Yeah, we are launching the Alpha Pass like in this month.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, awesome. So keep an eye on Crypto and what he's working on. Go give him a follow if you haven't already. So yeah, so we talk about mainly about Japanese NFTs, sometimes Japan inspired NFTs, and sometimes some other random stuff. If you want to come up, you want to offer some information, you want to ask a question, just request. This is totally English, and by the way, we prefer that you don't talk about your own projects. Just talk about NFTs in general, some interesting new NFT project that you saw, or if you have some question that's totally cool, just don't talk about your NFT. We want to keep the discussion, like a no shill kind of space. So let's get started then. So have you bought anything recently, crypto?
Yeah, I bought it's not a Japanese project, but it's called Corn Town.
Uh-huh. Corn Town. Okay, I didn't know about this one.
Yeah, there's a rumor that this Corn Town is collabing with a Goblin Town. It's
Okay.
it's like going going back and forth like a tennis. Like people are saying, oh, they're collabing with the Goblin Town. Oh no, they're not. And they're really good at like pumping the project. Like I was
Uh-huh.
listening to their AMA and 1,600 people attended this AMA, and I got
Wow.
I had to FOMO in.
Yeah. Yeah. How much was it what you bought?
Like, oh man, I got in around like 0.08 and I picked up three,
Okay.
and now it's like
Okay.
being traded like at 0.06.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not that bad.
Well, it's not that bad. Hopefully, it pulls back and then it, keeps going, hopefully for you.
hmm
All right. Corntown. All right. Well, I didn't know about that one. And then I think you bought something, Art of Seasons. Did you end up buying
Yeah,
that?
I did at the
Okay.
0.45 or something like that. I grabbed the top.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I blame my friend Fuji.
Uh-huh.
He's like, oh, I'm listening to like Chinese alpha channel, like bunch of Clone X is calling it, like it's gonna fly to the moon. I'm like, okay, let me jump in. Man, next thing you know, it's it's at like
Yeah.
0.35, so I lost about point 0.1 so far.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Right. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's tough because like Renga has been pumping like crazy, and like the Art of Seasons holders got Renga, right? I think that's how it went.
yeah. The holder of the out of the season got airdropped the
Yeah.
black box, and they're being traded around
Right.
5 E's. It's just
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if this was a bull market, I think Art of Seasons would probably be pumping like crazy too.
hmm
But it the market is kind of slow, so I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen to Art of Seasons, but as long as Renga remains popular, Art of Seasons will probably be okay.
I'm
Probably.
hoping so. I did a little bit of research before I jumped in. Like I checked the blue chip index, and it was really high. Like
Okay.
30% of the holders are blue chip holders. Like there's a
Okay.
bunch of like Doodles, Clonex, and Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutants, and like Cool Cats and stuff. So you know,
Hmm.
I don't think people are gonna be flipping it really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully.
Well, it seems more like a almost like an art project than it's not a PFP, right? It's
Yeah,
like
it's not a
more like
PFT.
art.
Yeah, it's like a paint basically.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hopefully that's more stable because the PFP project, it's like Corn Town. It's like I could just dump or it could go crazy.
Mm, yeah.
uh, all right. Well, I hope those work out for you because every once in a while we need to win, otherwise, I think we run out of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, actually haven't bought anything lately. I think the last thing I bought might have been that Shimashi project that popped up like a couple weeks ago. We both bought into that,
Hmm.
and we both lost money on that.
Are you are you still
Um,
holding?
yeah, I still have them. I mean, I think last I checked, they were trading for like under 0.01.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's like it's almost pointless
Yeah, at
selling.
this point we lose
Uh,
money in gas, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, to list it, you lose the money. It's like yeah, what is it like 0.01 right now is like $1.30 or something. It's
mhm.
like what's the point?
Yeah. Mm.
So yeah. So anyway, I have it. You never know. That thing could for some reason some random pump, whatever. But I'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So as for recent projects that have been pumping, so in the past like 2-3 days, there's been two Japan inspired projects that have really been getting a lot of attention. One is Kitaro World.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I didn't know about this one until it was already like, I don't know, 0.2 something probably. But you saw it kind of early, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, they have been minting for a few days and it didn't mint out. So as soon as they made it free, like it started
Mhm.
flying for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I heard Zeneca bought in, so I'm sure like some of the big people like helped pump that up. So because it got up to like 0.3 something. I think that it's now back down to like 0.21.
Yeah. And they're doing something like interesting. Like they're making like toys and coloring books and stuff.
Yeah. So so the information is really vague. I was doing research today, and they don't have like a lot of concrete information. I don't even know who the people are that are doing it, but like so it's so the thing that it's an augmented reality coloring book where they license the holder's characters, and then the characters get royalties from the sales of the book.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, I guess that's unique, but also it's like, is that legal? Like, can you get royalties from the sales of a product? Like, I mean, in the U.S., I think that might be like,
Deemed to
yeah,
be
you might
security,
not be able
right?
to do that.
So
Yeah, I think so,
yeah, the
right?
concept is very challenging, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that's why they're doing it anonymous so that like they try to do it, but they don't get in trouble if something happens. I assume.
Yeah.
'Cause
Hmm.
I couldn't find like anybody, like any names of the artist or the founder or anything. Maybe it's somewhere, but I didn't see it.
I didn't see either. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I will say the art is cute, and like the website was nice, but I mean, we were both kind of talking about this, but it did really remind us of Nickel Bus from Ghibli. So
yeah, yeah. As a Japanese, we
yeah,
couldn't invest any money into this project. Like, even if it's really cheap, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, you know, if there's a trade, there's a trade. Whatever, it is what it is. But it always feels kind of weird when you're buying something that just reminds you too much of something else.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that's whatever. If there's a trade, there's a trade, right? And Kitaro World, there definitely was a very good trade there. I'm sure some people were making some good money on that.
Hmm.
And then today I heard about another one that had a kind of Japan-inspired name and like aesthetic. Ibutsu. Have you seen that one?
No, oh, what's that one?
Ibutsu. It's right now. It's like top page trending on OpenSea. Like it was number one when I checked like 10, 15.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh,
that's IBUTSU.
oh yeah, it's around like 0.12.
Yeah, it just minted, I think, because it's still pre-reveal.
Hmm.
And it's some sort of like fighting. Like I think it's some sort of like passive fighting kind of game, and somehow the winners are going to earn, or no, I think the NFTs passively generate ape coin,
Hmm.
but I don't know how. Yeah, like that sounds interesting, but it's like, how the freaking hell do you generate ape coin passively? Like, that seems like there's a limit to that, right? Like it will eventually run out.
I mean, are they affiliated with Yuga Lab or?
I I was looking at their website and I didn't see anything about an official collab, but they like on their website it said like they wanted to build in other side. So
Huh?
I don't know. I don't know. You would think like if they were an official partner, they would put that all over the website, but I didn't see it.
Hmm.
So it's kind of the art is kind of cute. I mean, and I don't know, but it's just like how is that sustainable? Like if you're giving everybody ApeCoin, like how like where's that coming from?
Yeah, yeah. Like what?
It's magic.
Once the liquidity pool dries up,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
who's gonna put more ApeCoin in there?
yeah. So I mean, you know, if you're early, maybe you get a bunch of ApeCoin. If you're not, then I don't know, maybe not. But yeah, I don't know. Like I didn't really understand all the details, but whatever. It's pumping right now. So if you got in early, good for you. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So yeah, those are the two kind of Japan inspired ones that really popped off the past 2-3 days, I guess. But let's talk about a little bit. One thing that I wanted to mention was last week we mentioned a project called Kojiki, but they changed their name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Kamio?
Yeah, Cameo. Yeah,
Yeah, Kamio. Is that Kamio?
Kamio, I think. Yeah.
Wyo. Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, so that recently happened, and they're getting a lot of attention. As we mentioned last time, they've got a partnership of some kind with Ikehaya, who's basically like, if not one of the biggest like NFT related influencer in Japan, and he's got crypto ninja partners and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got a lot of influence in the space. So they've got that connection there. And their mint price is was it 0.001 or 0.003? Was it?
It was reduced from like 0.005 to 0.001.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, if you can get a whitelist, I mean, that could be a nice trade. But it seems like it's kind of hard to get one. They've already given out a lot of stuff, and there's not that many left. Maybe.
I mean, people got so hyped, and the requirement to get the whitelist was to go to Shrine and
Hmm.
take a picture and post it on their website, right? And
Yeah.
hell of people were participating in that event, and it went over their limit. They were gonna, yeah, it blew up. They were gonna release like
Yeah.
8,888, and they had to
Yeah.
increase it by 5,000, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Like, that is a super creative like whitelist system, and I like it. I like it. Like you get people to do something, and it promotes the whole like Shinto shrine and all that. That's their whole theme,
Mm-hmm.
and it also generates publicity.
Mm-hmm.
So it like to me like that all makes sense. Like it's all a really creative, interesting idea, and I think it's a nice approach.
Yeah. One of our member like visited like 100 shrine and posted 100 pictures. So
Oh my god!
she got like 100 whitelists for this project.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Like if I was in Japan, I'd be doing that.
Yeah, there's only like one here in Hawaii or two. Well,
Yeah, one in Hawaii. Yeah. Well, I think so. There's one on the Big Island, and there's one over here, I think. So I should done that. I didn't know about that campaign. But yeah, that's really creative. I mean, I think it's the whitelist giveaway, retweet, like that's fine and that's useful. But if you can get creative with the whitelist giveaways, I think that's good publicity too. Like it gets people talking. So that's Cameo. So I'll include a link for that in the show notes for the podcast version. So let's I want to talk about a project that I'm involved with for a little bit. So I'm gonna shill my own project because I host the show and I can do
yeah.
that. So I'm the you and me are the exception. The project you can see it in the pin tweet. It's called John Smith on Chain, and this is a Japanese project. So I'll tell you the story behind it. Basically, a Japanese programmer. He used to do like Android apps, and he's done a bunch of stuff, and then he got into like blockchain games and coding for Solidity. And then he really got into NFTs. and he loves like full on-chain NFTs. His name is Chun. You can find them at Chun underscore on chain. And he was a listener of my show, the Japanese show NFT
Mm-hmm.
Nippon, and so he would come to my spaces and like my learn English kind of spaces, and came like 2 or 3 times. We talked a few times about full on-chain NFTs and all that. And then I saw a tweet like a week ago that he did where he was announcing like his project or the website for his project. And I looked at it and I saw it was like a full on-chain generative um, project, a very like cool kind of style. Like the whole theme is like a spy. John Smith is like this, almost like James Bond kind of spy. And so the art was cool. It was very like a full body illustration. So a little bit cyber brokers ish. Like he was inspired by that. So a little bit different from most of the on chain like NFT stuff. And I've never seen a project like this in Japan. So to me, that really stood out. So I thought he had a really interesting project with potential. And so I DM'd him and we started talking. And I told him, like, look, I know you just want to like release this, but if you just do that, it's probably not going to sell out. And I think if you really spend more time, like a few weeks, just getting the word out, having people find out about it, I think you could sell this out, and this could be a really positive thing for you because he wants to do other projects in the future. He really wants to experiment with like blockchain and on-chain like NFTs and all that. So I said, I'll help you with the programming. Not the programming. I can't do programming. I'm not going to help you with the programming. Sorry. Like I'll break the project if I help with the programming. So I said, I'll help you with the marketing and let's do this together. Like I'll help get the word out. Both in English and in Japanese. And let's do it. Let's sell this thing out and build a platform for you to keep building in the future. So I became a team member. So it's basically me and him. And tonight we're gonna do a big thing. We've got a bunch of people that's gonna help us out. So you want to like follow us and follow the John Smith account. But it's coming out in early-ish November, the first half of November. It's a 3,000 totally on-chain, NFT generative collection. The background is animated, and Chun did all of the art himself. He did all of the programming himself. He's doing everything. I'm just the guy that's trying to help get the word out and talking to people, interviewing people, and doing the giveaways and all this stuff. And I'm just trying to help out Chun here. Of course, we do have a small part of the supply set aside for ourselves because we're putting a lot of work and time into this. But the vast majority of the collection is going to it's going to be mainly a whitelist sale. If there's any left over, it'll go to public sale. So minting out for 0.001. So, basically almost no risk there. You're spending like, what, $2 to mint out, to mint for the gas. And, no, sorry, $2 on each NFT. Max mint is 2. And then, I don't know, it might be, I'm assuming it'll be $10 or less for gas. Usually that's what it is these days. I don't know what it is at this exact moment or what it will be in November, but gas is pretty cheap these days. So, all I can say is I'm going to be spending this month, really, really focusing on that. Crypto and Spam DAO, they're going to help us out a bit to get the word out as well. And I'm going to be reaching out to some foreign communities as well. Going to be reaching out to Neo Tokyo Punk, which is one of the most popular NFT projects in Japan as well, to just, have as many people as possible find out about this and give out as many whitelists as we can so that people that have never had a full on-chain NFT can, have this opportunity to buy it, and if they want to flip it, fine, hey, royalties for Chun, that's fine. But, we're trying to build an opportunity for more and more people to get familiar with on-chain NFTs because especially in Japan, I think they are very, very rare. Like 99% of NFT creators in Japan are not doing on-chain stuff. So I thought this was a fun, interesting project that does something a little bit different, especially for the Japanese NFT market. So that's my spiel on John Smith. If you're interested in getting whitelist, leave a comment in the sorry, no, don't, not yet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pick like somebody from the crowd, and then I'll ask you to leave a comment in the pinned tweet. But go ahead and follow the John Smith account, and we'll pick somebody at the end of the show. If we get a few more, maybe we'll pick 2. So keep an eye on that. Follow John Smith, follow me, and you'll get updates for John Smith on chain. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be working on this month, mainly aside from the shows. But we can move on to the next topic. So, crypto, is there anything that you have that you've been looking at? Any new interesting projects that you've come across?
Yeah, I just did the interview with the founder of this project called Nijigen.
Nijigen. Okay.
They are basically PFP project, and they started working on it since January. I
Hmm.
met the founder. Yeah,
Wow, that's a
it's a
long
long
time.
time. Yeah,
Okay.
I met the founder at the NFTR Tokyo in June, and we've
Yeah.
been talking ever since. And he has told me about the project, and yeah. Have you ever heard of this thing called Webtoon?
Webtoons, like is that like the online kind of cartoons, like online comics?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's basically manga. You read it vertically, so it's optimized for reading on your cell
Oh,
phone.
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to zoom in or zoom out. You just have to scroll down, and
Hmm.
you don't have to click like next every page.
Hmm.
So he basically
Hmm.
he's telling me like that's the future. That's the world standard for the new manga,
Hmm.
and he's calling it as a blue ocean. Nobody is like really in it, but the potential is
Mm,
huge.
yeah,
Like there's a two big platform in Japan. One is Line Manga, and
yeah.
the other one is Big Koma, right?
Piccoma, yeah, that one I know a mangaka that has worked for them. Like they're very popular.
Yeah. Mm. Now basically only 1% of the content for those platforms is webtoon style. But
Oh, really?
yep, but they generate 45% of revenue for those platforms.
Hmm.
And the rest of the 99% is generating 55% of the revenue. So you see, yeah.
Wow.
So basically,
Huh.
he found the blue ocean, and nobody's really competing there.
Hmm.
He's saying like, oh, if I had enough money to create the content, I have a high chance of succeeding. And if I can build the army of the big fans for this, this project, we all can like support this project and push this project up, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically his plan.
So it's a PFP collection.
PFP collection and written drew by like real artists. Basically he has the
Hmm.
manga studio, and he creates the content for YouTube, and he has 260,000 subscribers.
Wow.
Yeah, because you know why?
Huh.
Because he got in
What?
early. He found the blue ocean there. He was one of the
Yeah.
first guy who started doing the web manga on the YouTube.
Oh, okay. So he's originally like an artist.
Oh, he is originally a consultant for like some company. I don't remember which one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but he has a bunch of artists working for him.
Oh, okay, okay.
So basically, he just
Oh,
do the same. He just has to do the same thing for to create the webtoon for NFT project.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that yeah. I didn't know about this project, but that sounds really interesting. Okay, so then, what is there? Do you know like the general like plan or roadmap? I guess so. Like they launched the PFP project, and then what did they use that funding to build a platform of some kind, or like what's the idea?
Oh, well, he doesn't have enough funding to create their own platform, but he has barely enough to make content for webtoon platforms.
Oh, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
So yeah, like it's really expensive to make manga and animation in Japan. So
Yeah.
he basically has to put everything he gets from minting into
Hmm.
making like content for webtoon.
Oh, I mean, given like this guy's experience, I mean, this this sounds interesting to me. I would have to like read more about it. But do you know like when is that coming out, and like like that kind of those
Yeah,
details?
they're minting in a couple of weeks, and I'm not sure if he has done like enough community building, even though he has been working for 10 months. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, he's not really good at like messaging and going back and forth on the Discord.
right, right.
He's just so
Uh-huh.
busy creating his own content for the YouTube, and he had to,
Sure,
yeah,
yeah, makes sense.
he might have
Huh.
to, do the build the community after he launched. So that's something you might have to worry a little bit.
Yeah. Do you know what the mint price is?
Mint price is like 0.03 or something like that, and if it doesn't mint
Okay,
out, you get airdrop, and the mint price gonna cut in half or something like that. That's the plan basically.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I'm very curious about this because I think this guy has an interesting background. He knows about the industry,
Hmm.
and I agree that this vertical manga style is probably just going to increase in popularity because it's like smartphones aren't going to go away, right? Like that's just how we all do things now.
Hmm.
So there seems to be some like potential there. I just would need to learn a little bit more about this because I don't know all the details, but I'm very intrigued. So you said it was called Nijigen, so that's Nijigen.
Yes.
Do you know the Twitter handle?
Yeah. Oh, let me check.
Yeah. So I'll just explain. Nijigen means 2D for anybody that doesn't speak Japanese. Two dimension. Oh, as in like a 2D picture, like uh, sorry, and crypto is technically on that. Um, yeah, like one thing that I've seen in the Japanese market is that there's a lot less of this negative reaction to NFTs in general than in the global market. So when I hear something like this in the context of the Japanese market, like I'm more willing to say like there's something there, there's some potential there.
Yep.
But when I hear it when in like an American team is trying to do this in the U.S. or in the global market, then I go like, yeah, good luck because the English speaking audience is going to say, screw you, NFTs suck. We're not going to read your stupid comics. That's the
Hmm.
reaction. But in Japan, I think there's people are just way more open to it, and there's a lot less negativity to it. So I don't know what's going to happen, or I don't know about this project, but I think that there very well could be some Japanese project that really breaks into the more mainstream, um, society in Japan and shows that we can actually do something interesting here, and people are more willing to, for example, like buy the I don't know, like the plushies or the toys of that character.
Hmm.
Whereas in the West, it's like if you try to sell somebody a Bored Ape, they're like, screw you, stupid Bored Apes, we hate Bored Apes. It's like
Yeah.
so that yeah, like the way that I assess a Japanese project and a Western project is a little bit different. Um, because I think the market is just different and the negativity is totally different.
Hmm. Yeah.
Did you find the
Yeah.
account
Yeah.
handle?
It's at Nijigen underscore NFT.
Oh, cool, cool. Okay. So I will. I'm genuinely curious about that, so I will check that
Yeah.
out.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
Everything about this project really makes sense. Like I
Mhm.
looked at like other projects. They say, "Oh, we're gonna make anime and manga," and they raise like $500,000, right?
Yeah, it's like that's
I
not
mean, that's a
enough.
lot. It seems like that's a lot.
It is.
But you know how
Well,
much?
it's like you can make like one episode maybe.
Yeah, exactly. It
Yeah,
costs about $2 million to create 10 episodes of animation. Like,
yeah,
and each animation is only like 20 minutes long. So how do you
yeah.
plan on making animation with the $500,000 you just raised? Like, what are you gonna do with it? Like,
Right.
but this guy, like, he has everything planned out. Like, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah,
really believe in him.
yeah. Well, I gave him a follow, and I will look into this more
And
later.
I'll be doing the
Um,
AMA, so you can attend and you can ask question if you like.
oh, awesome, awesome. When is that coming up? When are you doing it?
This Friday, I think.
Friday.
So it's
Okay.
gonna
So Friday
yeah,
Japan time?
Japan time. So it's
Or
gonna be Thursday for us.
okay, okay, gotcha. All right. So yeah, so give crypto a follow and spam DAO a follow if you're interested in learning more about that. Is that but that's gonna be in Japanese, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be in Japanese. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, I will I understand Japanese. Maybe I will go. All right. So yeah, so that's Nijigen. Is there anything else that you wanted to bring up?
Um,
Is that
I think that's it. Yeah.
oh, okay, okay. All right. So we got Nijigen. You know, I will just mention one last one that I've been looking at, and I know you've been looking at too. It's not like some big project,
Mm.
but I'll just bring it up. Ningen. So Ningen is just is a total mystery. Um, and it yeah, I'm trying to find the Twitter account of Ningen. Was it? So anyway, yeah. So Ningen is this project that's a total mystery. Did you have the account? Anyway, I'll just talk and I'll figure it out. So Ningen is this project that just came out like about a month ago, I guess. Total mystery. It's got this like really silly, kind of wacky, simple little goofy character. He's supposed to be Ningen means human in Japanese. And these things have been selling out like immediately. Like this, it's a total mystery who this person is. They just kind of act that like the character. The name of the collection on OpenSea is called Human Session. So it's OpenSea.io/collection human dash session. Um, and they've sold out 120, yeah, 125. These things always sell out immediately. And I don't know, they're just kind of goofy looking. And this guy, I think I've enjoyed following him on Twitter and seeing what, I don't know, him or her, is doing. They're very wacky. And I don't like, I think the plan is to make 500. Uh, and I don't know what the plan is then afterward, but I have 3 of them. So hopefully they do something.
Yeah, it's basically an art project, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, total art, and I like the. It's super simple art. It's really goofy, but I don't know. It's charming. It's got kind of funny. I like it. It's not. It doesn't look Japanese at all, you know. But I mean, whatever. It is a Japanese project. And uh, I'll include the Twitter link in the show notes for this. But yeah, it's Ningen NFT. Look it up on Twitter. So I don't know. You might be interested in looking at that if you're in a total gamble that is just really weird, and I have no freaking clue like what's going to happen. But all I know is that people really like Ningen, and they always sell out like immediately. And like one person made an account for their avatar, um, and people have been doing like some fan art kind of giveaways, and so I don't know. There's a strong following there, even though Ningen doesn't even have like 1,000 followers. Uh, so maybe there's something there. Maybe there's not. No freaking clue. But that is Ningen NFT. All right. So let's see how many people are. First of all, let's pick. All right, let's pick somebody. Crypto. Why don't you pick somebody at random?
For the whitelist.
Yeah, for John Smith on chain, we're going to give you a license to mint,
Hold up.
whitelist.
the Honda-san is here. Oh,
Oh,
he just oh man. Yeah, remember the Honda-san was the founder of the Nijigen, and he was just
oh my God!
listening to us.
Oh my God! Well, Honda-san. Well, we're gonna. Well, you're gonna talk to Crypto-san later. So, I will probably listen to the AMA when you guys talk on Friday.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he can speak English too. He spent like a year in high school and another year in college in the U.S.
Awesome, awesome. Oh man. All right. Well, we unfortunately maybe we can talk to him another time because we're starting to run a little short on time. But um, we'll let's do the whitelist giveaway.
Yeah, let's start with the Toyaji-san.
Oh yeah, Toyaji-san was the first one in the room. Yeah. So Toyaji-san, you get whitelist for John Smith on chain. Thank you so much for coming. First one in. Toyaji-san, please you see the pinned tweet? Leave a comment there, and then I will contact you later. Okay, so ピンされてるツイートコメントお願いしますね。今 don't, and then I will give you the whitelist. I'll contact you and I'll get your ETH address.
Oh, I see the thumbs up. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, and then so Toyaji, you got one, and then we'll do one more. Let's see. Let's do just random here. So honestly random, but Takamura-san, thank you for coming today, Takamura-san. I actually have a few of Takamura-san's NFTs, so yeah, I don't know. I'm not doing it on purpose, but she was here, so Takamura-san, leave a comment in the John Smith on chain on the pin されてるツイートの方にコメントして、and I'll contact you later. So 2 people, so Takamura-san and Toyaji-san. All right. The podcast is now on Apple Podcasts, and I will be adding it to other podcast platforms. So in case you can't listen live, you can listen to it later. Yeah, we're planning to keep doing this probably most weeks. There might be every once in a while, a week or two that we can't do it, but we'll keep doing this, and we'll keep bringing information about the Japanese NFT market, and hopefully some good trades that we made, not just bad trades. All right. Anything we want to mention about Spam DAO as we close out?
No. Like, yeah.
No?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll be okay. Yeah.
We'll be okay. All right. Well, follow crypto if you're curious about that. But yeah, and then follow me and John Smith on chain for more chances to get a whitelist for John Smith on chain. We're going to be really, really busy this month. And tonight's going to be a big night. We're going to do something pretty big. I think that's going to get the word out about John Smith on chain. So give it a follow, and you'll have more opportunities. All right, so yeah, subscribe, whatever, follow, do all that stuff. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.